checking in the YouTube?
Yes, sir. One notification coming.
Okay, it's all right. Dear students, so we have got together 4 days holidays, remember.
Sir, your sound is echo.
My sound is echo.
No, fine.
So somebody they say it's echo, some they say it's not echo. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday and Tuesday, these are holidays, all right?
Yes, sir.
Because Tuesday is actually it is mentioned there Kiza Puja. So Kiza Puja means I think this is the festival of this, especially Newars, right?
Yes, sir.
On 1st of Mangsir, they are not going to receive tika from their sisters, and it is said to do from means next day. So government has decided it's a holiday, so our school also has decided to provide you holiday. So we will join our next class on Wednesday. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Now notice will come. Just check it. And today's students presence is good. Now 3, 6, 9, 12. I'm very happy. So students, now let me share the screen, and by screen sharing we can discuss what is mentioned over there. So upload from my computer. What does it come? Class 10 science PPT. Let me see whether is it possible to open or not. It already exists, is saying. Okay, replace, I will just do it. So Akriti, Ashok, Vivek, Vinay, Ojas, Pratik, Pritima, Safalta, Sijan, Sujal and Sujina, and their teacher Ishwar Neupani. So they are present. So can you see something in the screen, students?
Yes, sir.
What is shown?
Yes.
It's loading, right? So this glandular system is shown, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
this it was discussed yesterday, right? Isn't it? It is of class 9. Class 10 we will be discussing. All right. So students, can you see the screen? Students, can you see the screen? What is given here?
Glandular system.
No, it's given blood circulation in human body. In your glandular system. Now I will just show you once again. Okay, I will just do once again, because this while presenting it comes different one. Upload from my device, class 10 science PPT. Okay, can you see?
So please pick up the phone, Aster is calling.
Students, now what has it come?
Aster is calling.
Blood circulation in human body, right? Blood circulation in human body. Okay, so every time we discuss that, the objective after the completion of this chapter, what will you be able to do? You can write the function of blood and its composition, means how is the blood made up of and what are its functions, that must be said clearly and written also. Next one is describe blood circulation with a diagram and introduce blood pressure, blood sugar and uric acid. So students, do you know what is blood circulation? Who can define blood circulation?
The group of organ which helps in transportation of nutrients and oxygen to the tissue and pollute their waste product is called circulatory system.
Okay, circulatory system is the group of organs which are responsible for transportation of various substances throughout the body. Okay, so
Yes, sir.
various substances means carbon dioxide, oxygen, enzymes, water, minerals, digested food. These all are transported from one place to another by a group of organs. That group of organs is called circulatory system. So the organs that are connected to circulatory system are blood, blood vessels and the heart. Three organs are connected to it. What are they? Blood, blood vessels and what is next? Friends, can you tell me? Blood, blood vessels and
The heart.
the heart. So let me share the screen. It will be quite easy for us. So, and given. No, my photo has come. No, screen is not shared.
No.
Why is screen not shared? The screen must be shared. Actually, in this Microsoft Teams, it's not showing all the things. Must be shown. Now I'm going to browse again. Upload from this device. Class 10 Science PPT. It takes a little bit time to open, see? Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Opening Science 10 PPT. It's opening. Okay, it's given here definition of circulatory system. Now, what is blood? Can you define blood? Students, can you define blood?
Blood.
Yeah. Define blood. The liquid connective tissue. The liquid connective tissue is called blood, and blood is made up of mainly two things. They are plasma and blood vessels. Blood cells. Plasma is 55% and blood cells are 45%. Out of 10 kg blood present in our body, 550 milliliter is plasma and 450 milliliter is blood cells. So when we talk about a healthy human, so there is 4.5 liter to 6 liter of blood. Minimum 4.5 liter, maximum 6 liters. Students, you can see one chart here. Blood made up of two things, plasma and blood cells. Percentage mentioned for 55% and 45%. And blood cells are of three types: RBC, WBC and platelets. Red blood cells, white blood cells and platelets. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now students, we will be discussing next heading what is there about plasma. Next one is to discuss about plasma. Okay, so plasma, what is plasma? Do you know? Can you define plasma?
Plasma is a transparent, pale yellowish fluid which is non-living.
Transparent, pale yellowish fluid which is non-living, it is said. It means it does not possess any living factors present in it. And next thing we have to remember, plasma contains 90% water, 90% water and 10% solid materials. Okay, 90% water and 10% solid materials. And whatever solids are found in it: protein, fats, minerals, carbohydrates, etc. Okay. And now students, we have to discuss the functions of plasma. Can you say the functions of plasma?
Transports the digested food to different organs and tissues.
Okay, so number one, it transports different substances to tissues and organs. Actually, you have seen in a river there is water. So water helps to carry the substances from one place to another. In the same way, plasma also carries various substances from one part to another part. Now, who is going to discuss second point? It helps to remove the major portion of carbon dioxide. Major portion of carbon dioxide is removed from it. Okay, means in tissues, when carbon dioxide is produced, what do? That produced carbon dioxide is taken from that tissue to the lungs, and from lungs the carbon dioxide is thrown outside and oxygen is absorbed. So I said you to mark the important points. Okay, important points. Next one, what to write here, that just before we studied about endocrine glands. What do the endocrine glands secrete? Do you know? Endocrine glands secrete hormones, and hormones are called chemical messengers. Okay, hormones are called chemical messengers. They help to communicate among different organs of the body. So these hormones are transported from one place to another place, or from the gland to different parts by the help of blood, by the help of plasma. Plasma is responsible for carrying hormone from the gland to different organs. So next important thing, in point number 6, students, can you see there fibrinogen? Can you see fibrinogen?
Fibrinogen, yes, sir.
Yeah. So fibrinogen is responsible for clotting of blood. Blood clotting.
What is
So,
that, sir?
blood clotting means, suppose, students, this is a knife. What is this?
Knife.
When this knife is used in my hand, then will there be wound or not?
Yes, sir.
So, when there is wound, then the blood starts coming out. We call it bleeding. But after some time, will it stop bleeding or not?
Yes, sir.
That is called clotting. When the blood changes into solid form by mixing with oxygen, it is called clotting of blood. So, to change that liquid form of blood into solid form, fibrinogen is responsible. Now tell me, what are the different functions of plasma point wise? Okay, Sabalda, first point.
Transport that food to different organs of the body.
Binay, second point.
Which substance from the tissues are removed and carried to the related excretory organ for their emission.
Okay. And Akriti, next point. She is not ready. What is she doing? This what is,
major portion of carbon dioxide from the tissue.
okay, it has to remove major portion of carbon dioxide from the tissues. Next point, Kritima.
The hormones secreted by babies and uterine glands are secreted by it.
Good. And I said you earlier, heterocrine glands means those glands which produce juices as well as hormones. Means heterocrine glands possess duct, means pipe, but they can produce hormones. Okay. These are some major functions of plasma. And last function, so Sujal, will you read?
It regulates body temperature.
It regulates body temperature, means it maintains our body temperature. And if the plasma stops moving from one place to another, at that time our body temperature becomes nil, zero, or decreases. It is not constant. So that is all about plasma. Now students, we are discussing about next thing, that is blood corpuscles. What is next? Blood corpuscles. Pratik, what do you mean by blood corpuscles? Define blood corpuscles. Also, can you define? The different type, now listen everybody, look at me, the different types of cells which are found floating on plasma. Plasma is liquid. In that liquid, some cells are found floating. Those cells are called blood corpuscles or blood cells. And you know how many types of blood cells are there? There are 3 types of blood cells. Do you have any guess what are they? Sujana? Red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets, or we can say RBC, in short WBC, and platelets. Okay, these things you have to keep in mind. So students, now first of all we are discussing about RBC. RBC, how do you define RBC? RBC can be defined as the blood corpuscles or blood cells which are red in color. they are red in color. But why are they red in color? Why are the RBC red in color?
Hemoglobin.
Yeah, hemoglobin. So RBCs are red in color due to presence of hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is iron rich substance, and when hemoglobin reacts with oxygen, its color turns to red, and because of that RBCs are red in color. And when we talk about the of size and shape of RBC, they are circular, biconcave means both sides they are disc like, and biconcave means their center is thin, edge is thick. And do you know the other name of RBC? Students, do you know the other name of RBC? The other name of RBC is erythrocytes. ERYTHROCYTES. Just remember, RBCs are also called erythrocytes, and these are the cells which are maximum in blood. 1 cubic millimeter of blood, 1 mm cube of blood contains 45 to 50 lakhs RBC. 1 millimeter cube means if we take the blood whose length is 1 milliliter, breadth is 1 milliliter, height is 1 milliliter, then it's, or 1 mm cube of blood contains 45 to 50 lakhs RBC. Now you tell me, where are they produced? Where are the RBC produced? RBCs are produced in bone marrow. So bone marrow is found in
Inside the
bones. Okay, inside the bones there is a fluid, liquid, that is called bone marrow, and bone marrow produces RBC. And one thing you have to keep in mind, these RBC, they have got lifespan. How long can they survive? How long RBC can survive? They can survive about 4 months. That's right. They can survive about 4 months. And if you talk about day, 127 days. And when they die, when the RBC die, and those dead RBCs are stored in 2 parts or 2 organs. Can you say what are those 2 organs? One is liver and another is spleen. Liver and spleen. What is Akriti doing? Akriti is looking at the screen very straight. Is there some game going on, Akriti? You write down. You write down in your copy, everybody. I can notice some of the students just look at the screen straight as if they are chatting to somebody or replying. It's very bad. You, Pratik, are you writing? Pratik. Oh, Pratik. Pratik. Speak. So this is the time to study and this is the time to write. Okay. Now you tell me the major function of RBC. What does RBC or what do RBC do? So the major function of RBC is to transport oxygen from lungs to different parts of the body. Okay, to transport oxygen from lungs to different parts of the body. And I'm reminding you right now also, whatever the teacher says, you must be able to write over there. Then you will be smart. If you make it as if your YouTube video or cinema hall, then you cannot do anything. Just write down. I can notice some of the students are writing. Their eyes are not always focused towards the screen. Ears are so much active. They are listening carefully and letting their hands to do the work quickly. Please focus on it. Now let's go to next. Blood cells, we call them white blood corpuscles, or they are also called leukocytes. Please remember, spelling of leukocyte is Leukocytes, leukocytes. And when you talk about the WBC, they have no color. They are colorless and they are irregular. WBC are similar to amoeba. Amoeba also has no any fixed shape. WBC has also no shape, but WBC contains a nucleus. It contains nucleus. Here we have to remember the other name of WBC is leukocytes. I said the other name of RBC is erythrocyte. And when we talk about WBC, they have got two types, granular and non-granular. Students, some WBC contain small rough substances present in them. They are called granular WBC. But some WBC do not contain those granular substances. They are smooth, and that is called non-granular WBC. Okay, granular WBC and non-granular WBC. And I said they have got nucleus. And listen, granular WBCs are neutrophils, eosinophils and basophils. What the names are given. Okay, so those leukocytes which contain granules, rough surface, they are neutrophils, spelling Neutrophils, neutrophils, Eosinophils, eosinophils and basophils, basophils. And non-granular leukocytes are lymphocytes and monocytes, lymphocytes and monocytes. Okay, remember these things. So next thing, the number of WBC is very less in blood. 1 cubic millimeter of blood contains near about 6,000 to 10,000 WBC. Okay, and they are made in, where are they made in? Students, where are they formed? They are formed in bone marrow. They are also formed in bone marrow. So but one thing you have to keep in mind, if the number of WBC is more or less, it has got some problem. If the number of WBC is more than the fixed number, then people suffer from leukemia or blood cancer. Blood cancer. Because if the number of WBC increase more than 10,000 in 1 cubic millimeter of blood. But if the number of WBC are less than 6,000 in 1 mm³ of blood, then that condition is called leukopenia. Leukopenia. I think during this COVID, the number of WBC may decrease and people become very weak. Too much tiredness, weakness is seen due to less number of WBC in blood. So I said about lymphocytes, monocytes, neutrophils, basophils. Please write down those names very much clearly. Now we are discussing next blood cells. They are, what are they? Blood platelets. Okay, blood platelets, or simply you can say platelets, Platelets. And platelets are also called thrombocytes. They are very small, colorless, and round or oval cells, very smallest cells, and they are formed in bone marrow. They live for 2 to 3 days only. They live for 2 to 3 days. 1 mm³ of blood contains 2 lakh to 4 lakhs platelets. Their number is medium. RBCs are maximum. WBCs are very less, but platelets are in middle of RBC and WBC. And next thing what to remember, the function of platelets. What do the platelets do? Platelets help in clotting of blood. Clotting of blood means when there is wound, at that time the bleeding stops because of platelets. I said plasma also does one work and platelets also does same work. And next thing, if the number of platelets are less in the blood, then what will happen? The bleeding does not stop. There is excessive bleeding due to less number of platelets in the blood. But if the number of platelets are more, then what will happen? It will create next problem. That is, what is that problem? The blood becomes thick, very thick, and it is difficult to flow within the blood vessels. That's why here we have to keep in mind the number of RBC, WBC, platelets must be what do you say? Normal. It should not be more, it should not be less.
Yes.
Is that clear? Okay. Now, finally, what are you going to discuss now? Do you know? Students?
Function of blood.
Right. Now we will be discussing about function of blood. Listen, students. The blood has mainly three functions. What are they? Transportation, regulation, protection. Transportation, regulation, and protection. What does transportation mean? Transportation means it helps to transport various substances like carbon dioxide, oxygen, water, hormones, waste materials, digested food from one part to other part of the body. That is transportation. Second is protection. we discuss about WBC. Actually, WBC are called the warriors of our body. Why are they called warriors? Do you know? Because their duty is to fight against disease germs. They are always busy. And I forgot earlier, the lifespan of WBC is 15 days only. Because they are always busy in fighting with germs and fighting, so they are weak. Within 15 days, they die. But others are produced. I said first function, transportation. Second function, protection, yeah. WBC protect us from germs.
And their lifespan?
WBC's lifespan is 15 days only. Okay? And the last function of blood is regulation. So, blood regulates our body temperature. Blood regulates water level in the blood, in our body also. It regulates body temperature, it maintains body temperature. Number second, it keeps the amount of water equal in all the body parts. These are the three functions. Means it regulates body temperature, it maintains body temperature. Number second, it maintains water level in our body. Okay. So now finally we have to recap the class. Whom should I ask? Okay, so after a long time I saw Ojas. So Ojas, will you recap today's class?
Yes, sir.
Come on.
The transportation of nutrients and oxygen to the tissues and collect their waste products is called circulatory system. Blood is a fluid connective tissue which consists of 55% plasma and 35% blood cells. In average, the normal or adult human has 4.5 to 6 liters of blood. Plasma is a transparent and non-living fluid. It contains several fluids like hormones, antibodies, etc. It forms 55% of the total volume of the body of the human. Major functions of plasma: transport, digested food to different organs and tissues. Excretion of waste materials, removes the major portion of carbon dioxide from the tissue. The hormones secreted by various endocrine and hormonic glands are transported by it, aids in the regulation of body temperature and helps in the coating of blood at parts. Blood cells, and there are three types of blood cells. Number one, RBC. RBC is circular and disc shell. In each cubic millimeter of circulated blood containing 45 to 50 lakhs of RBC. Lifespan is about 4 months. The RBC are really colored due to the presence of pigment, which is known as hemoglobin. White blood cell, some sorts of RBC, it helps to carry oxygen from lungs to different parts of the body. WBC have no color and are irregular and also called leukocytes. It contains nucleus. They have two types: glandular, which contains
granular, not glandular, granular and non-granular.
Granular contains granular harsh surface, neutropizis and eosinophils are its types, and non-granular, which do not have granular and have smooth surface. Their lifespan is about 15 days. White blood cells are formed in bone marrows. If the number of white blood cells is more or less, then person suffers from blood cancer or leukemia, and the immune system decreases due to decrease in number of RBC. Blood platelets, they are small, colorless, and oval in shape. The number are in the middle of RBC and WBC platelets help in a clotting of blood. The lifespan is about 2 to 3 days. If their number is less than bleeding does not stop. But if the number of platelets is more, the bleeding becomes tense and it hinders the flow of blood, functions of blood, transportation of various substances like carbon dioxide, oxygen, and waste, regulation of body temperature, and helps to maintain water level in the body, protects against diseases.
Very good, very good. That's good. So, students, so I hope today's class was very wonderful, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you have to do much more better work. You have to do the question answers and submit to me, and we will be meeting very soon. So today this much. Thank you very much. Bye bye.